Here's a trick you might find interesting. We've taken a color graphic, added a white background to the color graphic, and then transferred it on top of the glass. If you notice, as we rotate it around, you see the white backing to the color graphic. This image has been laid directly on top of the glass. Very high gloss, looks like it's been commercially printed. We'll show you how to do this real quick. You start off by printing the graphic backwards. What we're going to do here is add white foil to this image that is technically the back of the toner. And then we're going to flip it around later, transfer it to the glass. We'll show you this step by step. First thing we're going to do here is we need to remove the moisture out of the paper. We're going to hold the graphic here with needle nose pliers, and then using a conventional hot air gun on its high heat setting, we're going to blast the paper about an inch away from the surface, spending about 15 or 20 seconds, removing the moisture from the top of the paper. The white foil tends to want to stick to the moisture, and it will of course stick to the toner, which it's supposed to. So we've got to remove the moisture. And that's about all we need there. Next step is we're going to take the carrier board, lay the graphic on top, and with a piece of pre-cut white foil, we're going to lay that over the image with a little bit wrapped around the leading edge. Then we're going to insert this, if I can get this centered up here, then we're going to insert this into the laminator by pushing it straight in. As soon as the rollers grab, pull back on the top foil. This is going to prevent any wrinkling of the white foil being fused on top of the color toner. As it's going through, a lot of pressure and heat are being applied to the white foil, which is making the adhesive underneath the white foil stick to the color toner. And we're going to grab this now as it comes out by the sides because it's quite hot. We now slide the image off of the carrier board and run our hand over the image. This is going to cool it down so that the white pigment becomes very solid. We then peel back the white foil. And I said a minute ago that we were heating it to prevent the white from sticking. But this type of stick is due to static cling. Within the kit is a roll of 3M 2080 type tape. What we're going to do is lay this down as 3 strips over the graphic. When we peel it back, it's going to remove all of the white foil that shouldn't be sticking where it is sticking. Run your finger over the edge, take the second one down, and you'll notice a lot coming off now on this third one because that's where all the text is, where there's a lot of graphics that are finely spaced. Now we've got a graphic that is completely covered in white, and it's ready for the next step. That is, we take a piece of clear Mylar. We have pre-cut one to the right size, and it's been cleaned with the goof-off cleaner that's part of the kit. Alright, we lay that over the graphic. This gets laid over the carrier board. Leading edge wrapped around. We'll bring the laminator back in again, and we're going to do this once again. Put it straight in. As soon as it grabs, pull back on the foil. Now what's happening is the pressure and heat being subjected to the top of the Mylar film is creating a static cling of sorts. It's going to make it look like it's sticking very strongly, but it really isn't. It's a very light static cling. This is the first of the 2 adhesives in the process of dry transfer. All right, we slip it out again, removing the laminator, slide the image off the board. We now want to put this in the water bath, but before we do, we've got to trim it up. Bring our paper cutter, and we want to trim all 4 sides close to the border. Trying not to cut any fingers at the same time. Bring in the water bath and insert the graphic head first. Notice it curling as it goes into the water. This will take about 30 seconds. As the water is going through the back of the paper, it's hitting on the dextrin coating. Dextrin coating dissolves, and that releases the image that was printed on the paper. In a few seconds, you'll see it to start to relax as it's equalizing its moisture content in the paper. And we'll get a separation here in about another 15 seconds. And some may say, well, geez, this looks just like a regular water slide decal paper. It really is quite different here, you'll notice in a second. This first half being wet, the second half is going to be a dry step. As soon as we get it out of the water bath, everything will become dry at that point. Alright, it's just about letting go. And there it goes. The graphic is now completely removed off of the paper. We take the image and dunk it a few more times to make sure we have no more residue. If I flip it over, you'll see the color image. We now take this graphic out of the water bath and we need to dry it. Taking on the piece of paper towel, laying it down, folding it over, pat drying it. We'll do this one more time the opposite direction. At this point, we're ready to add a second Mylar. This is a very unusual step here. So what we're going to do then is take the carrier board again. We're going to take the graphic, lay it face down. In other words, the Mylar that we just applied is now on the bottom. You're seeing raw toner. We're going to take another piece of Mylar that's already been cut to the right size and cleaned, and we're going to lay it directly over this image. In effect, what we're going to do is create a sandwich of 2 Mylar films. Again, we wrap it around the leading edge, straighten it up, then we're going to bring in the laminator again, process it straight through. As the rollers grab, we pull back on the foil, preventing any wrinkles. Now, here's the interesting part. We have 2 Mylars that have been subjected to heat and pressure. They both have the identical same holding power. One is holding onto the white covered toner. The other is directly over the toner. But they both have the same holding power. As the board exits, slide the graphic off the board, and we have one Mylar on top of the other. Now, what we're going to do now is lay this down over another piece of paper towel. We're going to spray it with KK2000 directly on the paper towel. We're doing that so that we can position the image over the paper towel. The paper towel is going to hold it in place. By taking now a small piece of 3M magic tape, what we're going to do is we're going to peel back the first original Mylar from the second Mylar. The way we do that is very simple. Because we know that the Mylar is right on the edge, because we trimmed it to the border in the last step, we put this tape right over the corner and then we pull back. Now what you're going to see happening here is, because we're pulling back over itself, it's giving up its strength to hold on. The bottom Mylar is laying flat so it can maintain its strength. It wins out. We've now removed the back Mylar. What we're left with is the color graphic. If I can flip this off here. We have the color graphic, the face of which is against this front Mylar. So now all we have to do is trim off all 4 borders, spray it, and we're ready to go. We'll do that by bringing in our paper cutter again, and we're going to trim off the 4 borders. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to bring back our paper towel that has the sprayed adhesive on it. We're going to add just a little bit more. Laying the graphic face down, we are now ready to spray the graphic and transfer it. The adhesive needs to be sprayed at a distance of 12 inches above the graphic, and a very light amount of spray at that. Shaking up the can and giving it 3 light bursts. To speed up the drying process, we're going to take the hot air gun on low heat, about 12 inches above the graphic again, and hold it there for about 10 seconds. We're now ready to transfer directly to the glass. We'll zoom out a little bit. Oops, we'll put the glass in position here. It doesn't want to stay. Come on, glass. How about staying right about there? Okay. Now what we're going to do is grab the graphic off of the paper towel, and you'll notice that it's quite translucent. We can see directly through it to know exactly where we want to put this graphic. Position it over the glass and lay it down. Rubbing from the center out, then applying a little more pressure to make sure that everything is receiving good pressure. Now you can see the corner of the Mylar. All we do now is grab hold of it, peel the graphic back, and we're done. You've got an image that looks as if it was pad printed on a commercial printer. In fact, it matches the one we just did a second ago. Cheers!